Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be customizing the Declasse Tornado Rat-Rod in Grand Theft Auto Online. I don't think that I've ever customized this vehicle before, and I'm pretty excited about it actually. Now this is available at Simeon's dealership this week, so if you do want it, you can get it as long as you do that before Thursday. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started with the armor. We're going to go all the way up on that, of course, today. For the brakes, also all the way up. We might as well, even though brake upgrades really don't do much. We're also going to max out the engine upgrade, and then it's time to look at the exhausts. So we can go for the custom rat exhausts. Not sure if I actually like that better or not. It's not the worst looking thing I've ever seen, but we might have to come back to that option. I'm not sure. Let's see what we can do with the hood here. We got the triple intake or the single intake bug catcher. I think that I will go for the triple intake today, just for the sake of doing something there. For the lights, we could go xenon. Doesn't really fit with the look that I'm kind of trying to go for here, so we'll leave it alone. We will go for a neon kit on this thing though, and we will do that in a red, because I do think that that looks kind of menacing, so I kind of like that. Now for the plate, we are going to go yellow on black for that today. For the respray on the car itself, yeah, not that, not my crew color for sure. We might go for a black. It is midnight purple to begin with, which is actually kind of cool. I just noticed that. That's definitely a bit of a colorblind moment. I feel like the matte black with the rust on it just looks a little bit better, so we're going to go for that option today. We could put, no crew emblem. We will go for the race transmission, and we will go for the turbo, and is that seriously, that's seriously all we can do, huh? Okay, well we will go for limo tint while we're there. I guess for the exhaust I will go for the custom one because, well, obviously there's not much else to do, so we'll go for that. For the wheels, I will go into the muscle category, and we can only change the front wheels. Okay. Well, we will go for crackers, I think. Unless there's a better looking wheel. Let's look through actually while we're here. We might as well. We do have the 5-star, which we could match up with the rear wheel actually. Maybe that's the thing to do. Let's actually go for that instead. And then for the color, we could just go alloy to match up a little bit better. Maybe that's also the thing to do. Let's do that. We will bulletproof the tires. Tire design? No. We will go for some different tire smoke though. Let's go for black tire smoke. And is that seriously it? That's all we can do? Is this a Benny's vehicle by chance? I feel like it's not, but let's take it down to the ground. We're gonna do a sound test and a full review on the car. But I do want to do a couple more things to it. We'll do the sound test now. Just let's take a listen here. It actually sounds pretty decent, I'm not gonna lie. I actually really like how it sounds. So it does have that going for it. The lack of customization is obviously concerning and very annoying, but it could be worse, I do suppose. It's definitely supposed to be a drag race car, for sure. I mean, I think that's pretty obvious with the huge rear wheels and then the very tiny little front wheels that it has on it, so that it gets less drag from the front wheels. And you don't need to do much steering in drag racing, so there you go. It's for drag racing, go figure. With that being said, ooh, okay, yeah, I was about to say with that being said, it does turn all right, but it kind of doesn't really. It's very understeery, sort of. Actually, I don't even know if we would call it understeer. It just doesn't really like to turn. Understeer is different. It's not really understeering. It just doesn't really like to turn. It maxes out its sort of angle that the wheels can turn at very quickly. Alright, before we're finished, I do want to modify the vehicle, and I do want to put some red headlights on this thing, because I do think that that would look, you know, kind of menacing, so we will be doing that today. Let's go ahead and find the red ones. Red headlights, 53 grand, that just cost me. Hopefully it's worth it. It definitely looks cool though, having the red headlights, I'm not gonna lie. So let's see how that looks outside. once we get out here. Oh, very cool. Yeah, that's decent. It actually, you know, it fits the vibe of the car very well, I would say. Now, of course, to get further into the review portion of the video, this is, of course, a muscle car, and that means that, of course, you can wheelie it, which is cool. And it does actually have a very good wheelie. That was actually pretty impressive. Let's do that again quickly here. It holds it. It holds it really, really well, actually. That is pretty cool, I have to say, actually. I do like that feature. That's one good feature about this car. This is available at Simeon's, like I said right at the start of the video, as part of the Halloween update week. And I think that's for good reason. I think Rockstar kind of knew what they were doing when they did that, because it is a very, you know, kind of scary looking car, I would say, or at least very rundown, sort of rustic looking, like definitely Halloween-y sort of themed. So it makes sense for Rockstar to add this into the game this week as a vehicle that's available to be purchased. It is on sale as well for $189,000, which is pretty cheap. If you do buy it and you're disappointed, you won't be that disappointed because it didn't cost a whole lot of money to begin with. So you should almost expect that it's not going to be the greatest vehicle of all time. With that being said, I am relatively impressed with it. It does actually turn. It's pretty quick in a straight line, it feels like. The wheelie is really good. The lack of customization is probably the thing that I'm struggling the most with, just because, you know, for almost 200 grand, I would think you'd get a little more than just an exhaust option as customization, and a hood option too, I should say, although there are only 2 options under that category and 1 option under the exhaust. That is a little disappointing, but it could be worse, I guess. It could have literally nothing. But, you know, having the ability to maybe put on some front fenders or something and make it look like it's just missing an engine or something like that would be pretty cool. But I guess, you know, that's why I don't work at Rockstar Games or something like that. So that is unfortunate, but for the most part, it is actually a pretty decent car. On corners like this, I'm not really having any problem with the steering kind of locking out. So that's good. It doesn't feel as understeery on a road like this. Obviously, if you take this on a very twisty road, it's not going to do very well. But for the most part, when you're driving around in online, you are going to be going straight. And that is something that this car is relatively good at. And the wheelie is also a pretty good bonus as well, I would say. So if you guys are interested, the Declasse Tornado Rat-Rod is actually a pretty cool vehicle. If you want to pick it up for 189 grand at Simeon's this week, you probably should. It is a limited vehicle. It is removed from the game now. So obviously it is a little bit more incentivized to try to pick this thing up. So do with that information what you will. That's pretty much it for the customization and review. If you enjoyed it, a like is of course appreciated, if not dislike. Subscribe to my channel if you guys are new, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.